If you guys haven't met Benny, this is Benny. Everyone say hello to Benny. Hey everyone. Hey everyone. Welcome back to another video. I don't post very often, so when I do, wow, big event. Zowie has recently sent me out the XL2546X, which is one of their brand new monitors, so massive shout out to Zowie. However, as with anything, I try and stay somewhat ethical online. Therefore, everything I say is not paid for. The only thing that these guys have given me is the monitor, and if I don't enjoy it, I will tell you, and I will tell you why. I will say last time I was very impressed with the unboxing experience, and I didn't share that with you guys, so I'm going to share it with you on this unboxing. So one of the things I was very impressed with about Zowie last time I got one of their products is the way that they thought about how the customer is going to be using their product, that it comes with a switch, so things are very easy to change between settings, sidebars that you can put onto the side of the monitor. Think about if you don't want people looking at your monitor. The ones from my previous review are still sitting in the box over there, so they don't see much use. But again, you got to think about the use case. Most people using high-end monitors are high-end FPS or esports players, therefore having something like that might be useful to them in a LAN setting. So once again, just thinking about the user. One of the things that I really liked about the last monitor that I received from Zowie was that it came with a carry case. So if you wanted to take your monitor to an esports LAN, which again, a lot of this is the use case, you had a very easy way to pack it up and take it with you. But if you're wanting to take your specific really high-end monitor, they made it really easy on the last one. This one, not so much. So that's not saying I'm docking points, but I'm saying there are a couple of things in the last one that I thought they did really well on. They still have the switch, which I really like. You can switch between the modes, and they still do come with the required cables, which I think is always a good touch as well. This monitor does come in a variety of different hertz. The version I've been sent is the 240 hertz version. Now that makes sense because it's very difficult to run Fortnite at higher hertz versions. This brand new is about 850 Australian dollars. The monitor behind the camera there is approximately 500 brand new, 165 hertz at its max, and then the other monitor behind the screen there is a 144 hertz. Pretty stock standard. I think you can pick it up for about 150, 200 bucks here in New Zealand. So I'm trying to frame this as a budget option versus a more mid-tier option versus the premium option, and sort of trying to display what you get when you pick up something that's got DyAc technology and the fast 10 panel, and seeing if it really is worth it for someone out there who's a high-tier gamer and maybe seeing where they want to spend their hard-earned Fortnite Cash Cup winnings, or even just if you work at Macca's. So let's have a look and see what these monitors look like to begin with, and then we'll talk about the performance after that. Now, this was another thing that I really enjoyed about the monitor last time, was its customizability. This stand that it's on swivels very well. It moves up and down very well. The range of customization you have with the monitor is as much as you want. You can have this however works best for you. If you want to be up close, if you want to be away far with a bigger tilt, that's very good. That's all well and good. Another thing as an old man that I really like is how easy things are to install. This was a case of clicking a couple of things together, and then this, it just slides onto these prongs. That bit clicks into place. Takes all of 5 seconds. It's really easy to unpack, to install. You've got a high-end monitor up and running in no time whatsoever. I really appreciate that. Again, thinking about it from a LAN perspective, if this is something that you want to take with you because it's the highest end monitor possible, having something that you can pull apart, put together in no time at all, I really like that. Now, one of the first things that I noticed when I booted up the other Zowie monitor that I got sent out, which, full disclosure, I've had a couple of issues with, one of them being that every now and then I find the display just cuts out. I found this bad enough to stop using it, so full disclosure, it's sitting down there unused, and Zowie have offered to take it back at some point and have a diagnostic run on it. But moving on from that, one of the first things I noticed about the other Zowie monitor that I was sent immediately was the difference in quality of picture between $100, $200 monitor versus the $1,000 monitor. It is more vibrant, the colors pop more, it is just more aesthetic to look at, and you can actually notice a difference even on camera, even on a basic iPhone camera. You can see the richness, the depth of color is massively different. These are both just stock settings, and I do notice a massive difference. There's more vibrant colors over there, and this is just a stream of mine playing, so it's not even the game itself where you might be able to do some additional tweaks. This is just stock standard settings with a video. If you enjoy really vibrant, movies, that sort of thing, this might get the points up for you. Now, one of the other really important things to talk about when you're mentioning this new monitor is the fact that they've actually updated their DyAc technology. It's now called DyAc 2, and this essentially, in the most layman terms possible, you have a smoother frame-to-frame experience. I'll put a couple of screenshots up here somewhere. Essentially, there's less bleed. In my understanding, it's probably the wrong word, but just from a layman, I'm trying to make sure that we can all understand it, me included. I don't really know anything about monitors, but there's less bleed from one frame into the next, so you shouldn't have a blurring effect. Every single frame should be very differentiated, and what this means is you get a smoother picture, a smoother experience. When you need the frames at your most crucial gaming, moment, you have a smoother experience, you've got a better picture, you've got a better idea about what's going on in front of you, and this is noticeable in game. Unfortunately, that's only something you can really see by playing on a monitor like this. And playing on a model like this back to back, you really do notice a difference. That's one of the things they've updated, is they've made that technology even better, even smoother, even more awesome. Now, if I put myself in the middle with the cheaper monitor on the side and the more mid monitor on the other side, I'm not sure I can see a huge amount of difference. And this is one of those things where, monitor nerds might understand the difference between brightness, between color settings, between customizability of certain monitors. But as someone who just wants to pick up a monitor, click on the standard settings, and get a good product, to me, the only difference between these two monitors is the fact that this one runs at 165 frames and is $500, and this one runs at 144 frames and is $200. So to me, not a huge amount of difference, and this is the time where, if it were up to me, this is the kind of monitor I'd be looking at, because value for money, I see 144 Hz, I'm fine with that. I don't see a huge difference. I don't see the need to pay for something like this or something like this. Now, like I said, if you are someone who operates at an extremely high level, who needs those colors to pop, who needs the contrast, who needs the DyAc technology where you have an extremely smooth gaming experience, and $1,000 monitor is going to be worth it for you. The difference between 144 Hz and the jump up to 240 is massive. If you're already spending that money getting to 240 Hz, spending an extra few $100s or spending an extra couple of $100s could be the difference. However, for the regular everyday gamer, if it were up to me, I would look to spend my money elsewhere, but that's because I'm not a very good gamer. If you're at the top of your game, literally, if you're at the top of your game, and you're looking for a little bit more of an advantage, going with something like the Zowie 2546 honestly could be the difference between getting that kill. And I'm saying this just because of the technology. This is not something where it's going to make a difference for me. As an everyday gamer, as a casual gamer, 240 Hz is amazing. It feels so smooth, but the difference between me playing on this and the difference between me playing on this makes little to no difference whatsoever, because I'm shit. For you who may be a very high quality esports player, something like this is awesome. And also, as a consumer, I do just want to shout out Zowie. Again, the fact that they try and make upgrading your experience as easy as possible is really awesome. The fact that they've got things where they're thinking about their average consumer base, which is a high-level esports player, is really awesome. Again, the fact that they've got side panels so that any potential screen watching is not possible in a LAN environment, I really like that. You can really easily mess around with your settings and find something that works best with your game with this. You don't have to go clicking around the back of the monitor. This makes it really easy. Putting it together is easy. Pulling it apart is easy. Everything is geared towards the consumer having a good experience, and again, that is something that I applaud Zowie for, as I think if you're a high-level esports player, you should look into a Zowie monitor and seeing if it's right for you, because it might be the thing that gives you that little edge. Now, one last feature I forgot to talk about when I was doing this initial review is the new app. I'm going to call it an app, but I don't think they call it that. that you have access to when you get one of these new monitors. Now, these new monitors have settings that you can apply that have presets specifically curated to games themselves. So I downloaded the Fortnite one, I gave it a try, and it has an interesting effect. It sort of has a combination of brightening and then dulling the game down a bit. So it dulls the game a bit by sort of making everything a bit more white, but then it also brightens up all of your targets. So everyone who's wearing, a big pink outfit or something like that really stands out because the surroundings are a bit more whitened out. Super interesting. I find colors to be very personal. Some people like things to pop. Other people like things to be a bit more neutral. But what's cool is that they've got a really nice range of different things that you can go with. They've got Overwatch 2, they've got CS2, they've got Fortnite, they've got every competitive game you could find. So it's worth popping in and seeing what sort of presets they have. You're able to download the app and download the presets, try a range out and see what works for you. Is that the loser fruit? You deserve that, loser fruit. Get shit on. Anyone using something like that deserves that. Fuck you, Lufu. Holy fuck, look at that range. Hello? What the fuck? Oh my god. That's like old school fucking combat shotty range. What the fuck? This shit is so nasty. So, one thing that I'm really noticing is that I don't have the same eye strain I did with the old DyAc panel. So I'm wondering if they found a way to fix that strain issue. Because honestly, within 5 to 10 minutes of using that old one, or my other monitor that had the DyAc tech, it really messed with my eyes. 5-10 minutes I had, that sort of headache behind your eyes you get from almost like motion sickness. I am fairly susceptible to motion sickness, so might have been a bad person to sort of have it. But I'm not noticing it so much on this one, so maybe one to check out if you were struggling with motion sickness on the last one. I get that fucking little glitch all the time. No, bro. No way that's how I die, man. Fuck's sake. Rent a crowd up on height with your shit fucking jetpack. Fuck off. Fucking shit game.